Hello, and welcome to the Modern Romantic Podcast, where we celebrate and inspire romanticism through passionate people who do incredible things. Hi, I don't have a creative intro today, so you're just getting my name. Hi, I'm Trey, and I'm joined by my co host and delight to be on camera with consistently, but who is always perplexed by my introductions, Emily. Hi, Emily.
Who even are you?
I'm so sorry. I'm failing at life. I'm fired from the podcast.
No, it's so extreme.
0 to 60. That's how we do it here.
That's right. It's all or nothing. Go big or go home.
How's your week been?
It's been it has been apparently extreme. We're just it was good. It was good. I'm getting ready to plant seeds and I'm so excited about that. How about you?
I got to see a play that I haven't seen before over the weekend, and I finished a book.
Oh, hooray.
Yeah, The Other Birds by Sarah Addison Allen.
Okay.
Yeah, this is, I think, my 7th book from her. I just enjoy her writing style, and it's always central to North and South Carolina, so I just enjoy the simple comforts of life. It's really nice.
Right. I bet it feels like home.
It does. Yeah. So sounds like you've had a pretty eventful week, but we also have a very eventful guest tonight. So would you do our guest, do us a pleasure and introduce our guest?
I would love to. Tonight we are joined by actor, playwright, and producer Mark Landon Smith. He's a multifaceted storyteller who's brought his work to life on both stage and screen. Welcome to the show, Mark.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited to be here. And this book what was the name of the book?
The Other Birds.
Is that a sequel? Is there like a prequel, like Them Birds and Those Birds and Them Other Birds? Is that how that works? Or is it a standalone?
The bird is
standalone.
Okay,
all of her books tend to be very standalone. So there's no continuity between, or continuity, I should say, continuity between any of her novels. But it is very lovely. And I love her writing style.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you guys for having me on. I'm super excited to be here and meet you and chat. Yes.
I am too. Yeah.
Thank you.
We're good at chatting. And you are good at chatting. You have a podcast of your own as well.
I do. It's called Chit Chat Talk, and I bring on artists and ask them questions that they are completely unprepared for, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So yeah, so you can it's on all the platforms. Yep. So check it out, Chit Chat Talk.
Yeah, check it out. It sounds like it's really funny, and I can't wait to hear it. That is probably not the most of what you do because you're so busy with other things. And obviously, right, acting and
yeah. I mean, I think that that we artists have to have a lot of have to spin a lot of plates and have a lot of balls juggling in the air, So, and I was fortunate that I originally was going into school to be an actor and pursued that. But while I was doing my undergrad, they were also very focused on teaching us how to do several different things very, very well. So even though my focus was on acting, I also had to learn how to build sets and how to do costumes and props and all that sort of thing. And I didn't see the value of that until I got out of school, because I was able to stay and have been employed in the arts for almost 42 years continuously, because I was able to do a lot of different things. So that was very, very beneficial. It gives you such a respect for the other parts of the industry of art that you sometimes people kind of take for granted, like, oh, the set just appears when you come on, or the orchestra knows exactly what to play. Yeah, it's just magic, and it is magic, but it gave me a deep appreciation for all the work that a lot of people do to bring things together.
That's why credits are long. Yes.
Yes, that is why credits are long.
Right. So when you said you went to school to be an actor, did you know you wanted to be an actor from a young age then?
I did, but I didn't know it was a thing, really. I knew it was like, I remember, because I grew up in the 70s. The Partridge Family was my favorite show ever. Have you heard of the Partridge Family? Okay, great.
Oh, yes.
I remember being in third grade, 1973, praying on my little third grade knees that the actor who plays Brian, who was the drummer, would somehow get fired, and the producer fly to Jonesboro, Arkansas, my door and asked me to be the new drummer on the Partridge Family. Now that never happened, obviously, but I had high hopes and dreams that would happen. And I was writing plays. I wrote a play for my third grade class, and then a play for my fourth grade class, and um, really forced people by personality in my plays. I knew it was something that I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to pursue it. And fortunately, I had parents who were unbelievably supportive, and they just figured it out. And of course, this was long before we have all these resources of the internet, and when you really had to dig to try to find out what the path was, and they did it. And my mother was on television for a while. She was, if you ever heard of Romper Room, do you know Romper Room? You may not. Yeah. It was a
Romper Room.
Yeah, it was a children's television educational program.
That was I See Trey.
Yes,
I
Romper
See Mark.
Stomper.
Yeah.
Romper Stomper Bumper Boo. And my mother was Miss Sharon on Romper Room. So she yeah. So to some people, my mother might as well have been Cher or Madonna. Like that's
Yeah,
that's a major thing for
yeah.
and it's very generational too. Miss Romper Room ended like in the 80s or 90s, something like that, but she was on in the 60s. So but I'm the only one in my family who has pursued a creative career. My other people in my family are creative, but in the arts, as you know, an actor and a playwright and producer and all that stuff, all the stuff that comes with it. Yeah.
So being a multi-hyphenate person and going through all these things, I'm curious, do you lean any particular way? Like if given the choice to do A, B, C of all the theater things, do you have one that you favor?
That's a really great question. And I've been asked that question a lot, and my answer is always whatever I'm doing at the moment is my favorite thing to do because that's what I'm doing, and that's what I've been handed to do. So I don't look at what I'm not doing or what I could be doing. This is what I'm doing at this moment, and I'm kind of a big believer like the universe kind of gives you things to do, and then you optimize that. So I don't waste time questioning it. I just want to. Like if I get a movie, then that's what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Or if I get a play, that's what I'm supposed to be doing right now. And just kind of let the universe kind of take care of that. It takes a lot of pressure off of me to feel like I have to hammer out a career when you just kind of let the universe take care of it for you, in a sense. Yeah.
I feel like
that sounds very idealistic, but I really do believe that. It's really served me very well, you know.
I think that's a really good mental headspace to have of like, you could be depressed that, oh, I'm not doing this, and be like, no, I get to do this, and the universe has handed me this, so I'm going to put all of my attention and effort into this thing that I'm doing.
You know, otherwise you're just spinning your wheels thinking about what could, shoulda, woulda, when you could be optimizing this opportunity that you have right now. And actually, my father taught me that, and it was a very useful lesson that he taught me. It serves me well, always has. So there.
It's like Mrs. Claus. Her favorite cookie is round.
Right.
Or her favorite cookie is either homemade or store-bought.
And you know, it sounds a very simplistic way of looking at things, but it's for me, it's very creatively healthy and mentally healthy for me, and it's been very advantageous for me. So.
Well, and what a great way to just dive in 100% into what you're doing right now instead of grass is greener.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think in this kind of industry, everyone's looking at, well, this person's doing this and I'm not doing that, and so I should be doing that, as opposed to. And I work with a lot of actors, and I try to really impress upon them where you are right now is where you are right now, and you're not going to be in the same space or in the same area 5 years from now, but right now this is where you are, and you need to really embrace that and find the value of that, instead of fighting against what you don't have. Really embrace what you do have and what you can bring to the table and what your unique qualities are. And once actors really kind of wrap their head around that, they really start to get into some really good work, because they kind of let go of the other stuff, you know. just being present. So important.
You mean us control freak actors have to let go of something?
You do. You
Shock the
do. Yes, I know.
audacity. Oh.
Trey, do you feel that way? I mean, what is your philosophy? What is your approach on that sort of thing? You're an actor.
I have recently switched my focus for things because I came up studying opera. And so
Oh, I have an op story I got to tell you.
Okay.
Later. Let me finish.
So I think like the dedication for opera is unique in of itself. So the fact that I've switched gears and I'm now more open to plays, I'm more open to musicals, I'm more open to like concerts and that sort of thing. I had to recognize where I was not getting work before. I was so tunnel visioned with going into opera, but it's already such a niche field that I didn't really let myself be open to other things and other opportunities. I listened too much to my teachers who said, don't explore these other things, you're going to hurt your voice. No, it's called being versatile. Become versatile. And then you get more opportunities. You get offered more things. You get a chance to do things that were not once in your wheelhouse, but now can become part of your wheelhouse. And I've had the fantastic opportunity to do some very creative and fun things. I don't know if I answered your question, but that is my answer.
You did. And I think you answered it beautifully. And I think it's so exciting when you kind of embrace what the possibilities are and what you can. When I talk to actors, it's a lot about the big what if is a big thing I really press upon actors. What if you can do this? What if? And like you think of the movie Star Wars, like the pitch meeting for that. What if we have a Wookiee and this mysterious force, and you're in the pitch meeting, you're like, what are you talking about? But the what if is what gets us going, and gets us into different worlds. Because anything's possible as long as you give the audience the parameters, and anything is possible within that, right? So
Yeah.
you can do anything you want to as long as the audience is in agreement that it's not when the actor believes it 100%, the audience believes it 100%, all the time.
Yeah. If you look at, I totally agree with that. If you look at movies like Sharknado that made it all the way to theaters and 2 and 3, if you think about what it took to sit at that table and discuss, okay, I have this idea, and what that brainstorm session looked like. No, if that's possible for them, something else might be possible for you.
Absolutely. There's no limit in it. It's a big. I've got a bunch of crayons we can color with. So,
not to hate on Sharknado.
I've never seen it.
I never have either. I just thought like the ridiculous notion. Sure. Just the ridiculous notion of a movie like that being a real thing that went nationwide in theaters.
And it birthed a whole genre because all these other genres.
Right.
Yeah. All these other kind of things are coming out as a result of that. So
now we have Trey-nado.
Trey.
It's just a bunch of trays just swirling around in a tornado.
It's like every day. It's like every day around here.
They're playing Be Our Guest in this very dissonant kind of tonnage, yeah. They're playing it really slow or maybe even backwards. I don't know. I'm just, what if?
It's a children's choir. Now it's a heavy metal band. Yeah.
What if we did that? Yes.
It's an invitation to go.
Opera. So here's my opera story, Trey. So years ago, I was like 18. I got the job when the Metropolitan Opera was touring, right? And they were doing it Tosca, Aida, and La Boheme, and Rep. And I know nothing about opera. And when they would come in, they would hire locals to be supernumeraries. So in Tosca, I was carrying a spear. And then I was a page in La Boheme. And so I'm standing backstage. I think it was. And there was a nun's chorus on stage singing. And there was this guy behind me singing at the top of his lungs with the nun's chorus on stage. And I thought, that is so unprofessional. I know everything about the theater. I'm going to tell him to be quiet backstage. The people on stage. Fortunately, right? Fortunately, the stage made my shoulder. That was my cue to go on. So after a friend of mine came to see it, and they were so excited. Said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you got to do that. That's so great." And I found out I was going to tell Placido Domingo to shut up. Like, hey, take it down. Yeah, I know, right? True story, right?
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm glad the story went the way it did for you.
I am too.
But oh my gosh.
That is
Did you see the
fantastic.
looks on our faces when you said it?
I know, right?
I'm gonna have to
Right,
go back and
right.
screenshot just that. I'll screenshot just that and put it on our Facebook page because that was
Okay.
great. Our reaction.
I know. It's incredible.
Oh, that's
Unbelievable.
wonderful. Did he ever know that you were going to do that? Like, did you ever tell him, like, "Hey, I almost just messed this up"?
I didn't know him. I didn't know who he was. I had no idea. I knew nothing about
Sure,
opera.
yeah, no.
You know?
You were 18, you knew everything
he
there was
was.
to know about the
He's
theater.
18. No. Quiet.
Come on, Plessy, come on.
Come on, Blassie.
Well, we were shortening words, you know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, right.
I'm so-
Pduh.
yeah.
Pduh, that's what I say. But that was my very short-lived. Thank goodness. But,
That
yeah.
is a fantastic story. 10 out of 10. No notes. Like,
One of the
It's
best
true.
opera stories we've ever heard. We don't get many opera stories on here if they're not coming from Trey, so
and
Well, there you go.
I am
There you go.
curious.
Yeah.
from the works that you've done,
Mhm.
because you have been both behind the casting, casting. I don't know. I'm an actor, and I
Behind
don't remember.
Casting director. Yeah.
Behind casting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. You've been a casting director. You've also been an actor. And I am curious your perspective on both sides. What things do you do differently as an actor, having been a casting director? And what things do you do differently as a
Oh.
casting director, having been an actor?
I love that question. And I tell you, being a casting director has given me so much more confidence as an actor. Because before, when I got to the table as an actor, I felt like I had to prove myself, right? And I started, and I always took somewhat that cast personally a little bit, you know. I would never really wore my heart on my sleeve about that sort of thing, but a couple of times I did. And then I became a casting director, and I would see these wonderful, fantastic, incredible I can't use because they were not fitting the picture that we're trying to create, but I remember them. If they're coming
Yeah.
in prepared, if they're coming in professionally, if they have read the material, if they had submitted according to our guidelines, because that's kind of our first evaluation. Even in when you submit something to us, we will say put this in the subject line, and they don't put that in the subject line, then that's a red flag to us that they're not reading instructions thoroughly. So we think, well, if they get cast, are they going to read the call sheet? Are they going to? All of that comes into play. But going back to that, I realize as an actor that it's not a personal decision at all. It's about picture creating, and it's about finding the best fit for that. And sometimes you can be the best actor in the room and not get the role because you, as the actor, is 6'2", the lead actor is 5'8". We can't have that height difference. You know, that can come
Right.
into play. You know, because picture, or the lead actor is a blonde and the best friend. We need to find someone, unless it's a blonde, we are going to find someone who's a brunette. Film is a visual medium, and you have to help the audience know where to look and who to identify who is what and where and when, right? So it's like the
Yep.
old adage: the good guy wears the white cowboy hat, and the bad guy wears the black cowboy hat. And it's a visual thing, so
Mhm.
that comes into play too. But we love actors who are prepared, and we make bold choices and take chances. And when I was casting, and then I was going back to auditioning, I realized, oh my, by making these big choices, nothing to lose by, I can't be thinking in my, what do these people want? Because sometimes we don't know what we want until you show us what you've got. And then we're like, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. We want to use that, not in this project, but another project. Or an actor can come in and get beautiful, fantastic option, and then we find something for them, or we go back to the British actor in somewhere. If you need to change a character from a minor character, a different from a male to a female, and you can do that without interrupting the storyline. Do that because this actor is fantastic, and sometimes that will come into. I have found that the vast majority of people that I've worked with, 99.9, are just wonderful, fantastic people. First to directors to producers, everybody wants the project and the best for the project, and they're all working toward that. And it's a very, very collaborative effort. Yeah. So and that encourages me to, as an actor, oh, no one's out to get me. They want me. I want every actor to come into the room to be the actor that I'm for. And we are 100% on your side. So that helps me as an actor, like when I go in, like, oh, they want me to be here. I have an opportunity to play. And I love that. I love that permission to.
Mm-hmm.
So there.
I do have to say, the first time I ever heard that in an audition was surprisingly at Disney, and it was for like, I don't remember what the role was for, but I was sitting in the big open cattle call audition that they had. The people came in and gave a speech very similar to that and said, some of you are not going to get cast, and that's fine. That doesn't mean that your journey with us stops here. It just means it may not be for this part. So do your best, have fun, and we'll see you in the audition room. And I had never heard that before from anybody. Because when you're in school, you're being judged by a panel of 3 people who you know very intimately, and it feels so much more personal. So when you get out into the real world, you think that's the expectation, and the expectation is they just want you to succeed.
Yeah,
And it's
absolutely.
beautiful.
Absolutely. That's 100% correct. And I love that as part of, and I also, my attitude has changed drastically about my work, that, because we talked about earlier about what you had asked, what's your favorite thing to do? What the favorite thing I'm doing is what I'm doing at the moment. But also that, like, if I don't get a role, that's the universe saying, oh, this wasn't right for you. There's a protection there.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've seen that come about. Sometimes I haven't, but that doesn't mean it's still not there. And sometimes I have forced myself by sheer personality to get into a project, and I've regretted it, So,
Wow.
not that saying it's a bad project, because I don't think any project is a bad project. If you're learning something from it, then it's incredibly beneficial. And I think that every project, regardless of maybe production value or whatever, needs to be celebrated, because people have put a lot of time and effort and creativity into that. So everything, I think, to be applauded and supported. And that is the measure of success, not box office or ticket sales, or because as much as we do love the artistry of creating, at the end of the day, it's economics. And we want everybody wants everything to succeed. So, so having that attitude has really changed my how I approach my work too. Yeah,
That sounds really wise, and I can see why that would be a helpful outlook to have on it, because and then you're going into it for the joy of the art more than this must be a success.
and you're not putting the end before the means, or however that works. You're not thinking about the outcome, because the outcome is completely out of your control. All you have to focus on is the here and now, and the moment to moment, and let it fly, and then forget about it and go about beeswax. And that's a huge measure of success. If you can let it go. Very frozen. Yes.
Do you find then do you ever go back and watch your own work? Are you one of those people that don't do it?
I love Well, okay, here's the thing. It's sometimes I do. Sometimes I go back many years ago, and sometimes it's a I'm just like, oh my gosh. But I remind myself, that's where I was at that moment. That was the work that I was
Yeah.
doing then. And wherever we are is where we are. And I may look at work that I'm doing now, years from now, and still be cringing about work I'm doing now. Because we're in this constant state of evolution, not only as human beings, but especially as artists, because art reflects life, life reflects art. It's all changing and it's all going around and around. So, yeah, but it can be a little. Actually, I was watching I was watching this movie the other night. My mother and I were watching it, and it came on TV, and I'm in it, and my mother hasn't seen it, so I'm gonna
Okay.
show her my scenes. She's gonna be really excited, and so we showed her my scenes, and then it's scenes between a man and a woman, right? And then the scenes were done. I said, "So okay, Mom, those are my scenes," and she says, "Oh, which one were you?"
Oh,
I thought, maybe I'm not the good actor that I thought I was.
I'm
I
the
thought it
one
was
with
really
all the
funny.
effects makeup, apparently.
Right.
Wow.
That's a good joke, you know? That's funny.
That's
Yeah.
great. My own mom
Um,
didn't recognize me.
yeah, right.
Oops.
um, but yeah, there's a go ahead, Trey. You were gonna say something, I think.
No, go for it.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, like I I had done Killers of the Flower Moon, and my mother went to see it, and she didn't recognize me either. So
Oh no.
What?
I know, it's okay. It's totally okay. So yeah, have to I have to get a pointer and go. Oh, that's me. So
That pointer.
not literally, not
Like,
literally.
right before she sees your next one, you should get her to the eye doctor maybe and just to update that
Well, she does
prescription.
have some issues with her eyes, so that's understandable.
Okay.
But
Okay. Okay.
yeah, but yeah, she's very proud. Um,
Oh, good.
she's very proud, but doesn't quite, you know, recognize me on screen sometimes. Which I mean, sometimes I'm in a cast, sometimes I'm wearing something different. Perfectly
Maybe
understandable.
that's a testament. Yeah, maybe she saw the character before she saw you, so it's a testament to the acting.
I think so, because my rodeo announcer was riveting. So they're still talking about it.
Yes.
But I tell you, like, so here's the thing about Killers of the Flower Moon, right? So I played at Cal Coolidge, and I was so excited to do the movie, and I had a great little scene with Lily Gladstone, who was so wonderful, and Mr. Scorsese was fantastic. The craft services,
Uh-huh.
off the hook. We had,
Serious?
and this is like for everybody, not just for what Trey?
He said seriously.
Seriously, question mark.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Services, right? So
Yeah.
like the food
Uh-huh.
that they feed you, right? And you hierarchy of it, like certain people get this kind of food, and it kind of trickles down. Everybody food,
Nice.
right? So you would walk into this airplane hangar, and it wasn't just like hamburgers and hot dogs, filet mignon. It was lobster. It's sushi. It was little cheesecakes.
Wow.
They had a ten and all this cultural food too. And I was just like, yeah, I'll be on set. I want to focus on this filet mignon.
They
for a
can
bit.
wait. Wow.
So, sorry, Miss Zazie. I got to finish this cheesecake. It was awesome.
We have
Yeah, that's what
priorities. Where was that? Where was that when you had the
Oh.
craft service? Like, was it on location somewhere? Or?
Yeah, Bartlesville, Oklahoma is where we shot. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
whoever you are in Bartlesville, Oklahoma, maybe that's just the place to go to film so you can get craft services at that level.
I don't know if it'll be the same, because that's the only movie I've worked on that had this like incredible that
Wow.
type of craft services. I've worked on some
It's
great
like
movies
a
that have
clerical
great craft
error.
services, but I have no real standard. I'm like totally good with some Little Caesars. I'm good. So
Yeah.
it's just
Some
really
crazy bread is yeah.
like Cracker Barrel. I'm totally on board with all of that. But I was just
Yeah.
really quite agog about the craft services there. But of course, it's $200 million
kidding.
movie, so we don't. I think they spent $199 million on craft services.
All in 1 week.
right.
But that's the memorable part of the movie.
That's a memorable part of the movie. Yes.
So wonderful.
That was my takeaway from that.
We're gonna treat everybody like kings here.
Right. It was awesome. Yeah.
Well, whoever was in charge of that, we applaud you.
Yes, we do applaud you. Thank you so much for the yummy food. Yeah.
In addition to being an actor and casting director, you've also written some plays.
I've written some plays. I've had 18 published, I think, something like that.
Nice.
It's God, playwriting is it's this really interesting kind of thing, because my first play came out in 1990. So that's what? How many years ago? I'm terrible at math. 30 over how many years ago?
About 30 years.
33.
Yeah.
33, 34.
33.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
We're going
And
with that.
Still rocking and rolling, So it's you're still
That's
making
awesome.
money off something you wrote almost 40 years ago, which is extraordinary to me that is happening, right? So I write all comedies, because I think that regardless of where you are, people want to laugh. If you're happy, you want to laugh. So it's kind of everybody wants to laugh, right? So I focus on comedy. So I do a lot of adaptations of things and kind of tweak them a little bit and make them did an adaptation of a Christmas Carol called A Traveling Travesty in Two Tumultuous Acts, which is about a theater company giving their 15th annual farewell tour of A Christmas Carol. They've been retiring this show for 15 years. So the set's terrible and the costumes are ratty and they don't lines and they're just not getting much into it. And at the end, the whole set falls down and, they got their light on their things. And it's kind of very, if you are familiar with like Waiting for Guffman kind of thing, or The Play That Go Wrong, is kind of all that kind of bad.
Okay.
But there's super fun stuff. And did adaptation of Plan 9 from Outer Space, the world's worst movie ever, literally. And, and some original stuff too. So people still keep producing and people still laughing. So you might have messed with that. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
A little bit of some dark humor, but you're also credited for Hindenburg, das explosive new musical.
Hindenburg, das explosive new musical. Yes. The first song, the opening song, is called "Ship of Gas," which has many. There's it's of course it's very much a parody of the Hindenburg disaster, but it's fun. It was written in the day in a certain time period. So but had a wonderful lyricist and a wonderful librettist for it. So and I just wrote the book for it. A little collaboration, but yeah.
So do the inspirations for your plays, are they the same as what inspires you as an actor, or do you have separate inspirations for either sides of the acting thing?
What inspires me to write, like where I get ideas from, is just kind of watch people, like just be people, right? So several years ago, I was actually printed newspapers, and I would always go to the obituaries, wedding announcements, because those were gold, right? and there was this wedding announcement between Lester Roy Peach and Jewel Leach, and they, this I got it all memorized, right? The picture, and he was like in his work shirt, and he didn't put much effort into getting dressed for the wedding, but she did, and which was super sweet. And it goes on to list who was in the wedding, and this was in Northwest Arkansas. But it said at the very end, it says, following a wedding trip to the monster truck rally in Springdale, the couple were in Rogers. And I thought, okay, there's something there, that this couple wanted people to know that their honeymoon trip is to the monster truck rally in Springdale, which is about 20 miles from Rogers where they live. But what on that mind, and the what if came into play. So I wrote a play called DuPont, Mississippi, which is about a small town. The population is decreasing, called DuPont, and the population gets smaller. And there's the matriarch, the meanest woman in town, Verna Dewberry, has died, and everybody's celebrating her death. And that's basically the place. People are really excited that this person tortured them for all these years has passed away. But it's how small communities kind of come together and glom onto one thing together. Like their only social outlet was Congregational Shepherd of the Flock Baptistical Church, and that was that's pretty much all they had to do in that small town.
Sure.
And how those relationships, I love relationships with, and especially when you put strong personalities in very mundane situations. There's so much gold there for me. When you see, I used to love going to Walmart at midnight because there was so right with this parade of people. So yeah.
Also, that's
I get inspired by.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Please go ahead.
That's a dangerous thing, announcing where your honeymoon's going to be, because that just kind of, there's a risk there with people crashing that. I don't know. Do people actually announce where their honeymoon's going?
Yeah, they used to. Yeah.
Did they? Oh, maybe I just don't know this.
Yeah.
Like they're going to honeymoon at this hotel and at this address.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no, don't show up.
This is our honeymoon night.
Right. So, yeah. We were trying to get away from the in-laws.
Right. But I just find people fascinating, and just airports are a fascinating place to watch people and just be people, and it's so interesting to me just to sit back and observe and wonder what got that person there. And I'm always interested, like on an airplane, whenever I come to, here we are, there's 120 of us, we're all going to the same place, but we're coming from different worlds, and we all made this same. How interesting is that in a weird way? Yeah. So like 2 hours, we're family. It's
right.
We're
breathing the same air. Yes.
We got 120 who for an hour and a half have something in common, and I think that's fascinating. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you one of the people that talk to the person next to you during the flight, or do you try to keep to yourself?
No, I keep to myself. I put on headphones, noise cancellation headphones. I don't need anything, but I'm sending out a signal. Talk to me. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, so, that does it. Yeah, effectively.
I'm not a big talker in those kind of situations at all. I just like to sit back and observe and watch.
Sure.
Take notes about what's going on with people. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Trey, you were thinking it, then I see it.
It looked like you were, yeah.
Oh, I'm taking it all in, to be honest. So the fun fact about me is if you catch me at just the right moment, I am listening to the conversation and just processing, and it's like worlds are colliding inside of my head, and then sometimes I don't always verbalize that worlds are colliding inside of my head, and then it just looks like I'm just staring off into space, but I'm really just listening very intently.
I understand that completely. I misread so many times people are like, what is wrong with you? It's like, nothing. I'm just listening, just thinking about what's going on. Nothing. Everything's fine. Um, so, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things. I do a lot of comedy improv too. I run a comedy improv company called Fun Bags, and same people, same group of actors, been together for 10 years, and
Nice.
we're the closest, best of friends, and we know each other's rhythms, and we have so much fun together. Always hear from the audience saying because month at 612 Coffee House and Bar, and the audience always, we love so much watching you guys so enjoy being together, and I love that's obvious that we're enjoying each other so much, and in turn the audience enjoys it too. So, and we do a short form, which is kind of like, if you're familiar with Whose Line Is It Anyway, we do short form games where you get suggestions from the audience and incorporate those into the improvs. Yeah, it's so much fun. So much fun.
That's nice because it's fun for everybody, include the audience and the actors as well.
And they're part of it. They're part of it too. So, and I think that what I love about the advent of technology, like with your phone and stuff, like you can create your own stuff right now. You can go out and start producing immediately. You can make movies. You can do a podcast. And we try to tell actors, don't wait for someone. There was a time when you had to do that, but you don't have to do that anymore. You can just start creating, and get stuff out. Those two purposes, it makes you feel like because you are, that you're going toward your goal, or you're being creative and you're producing something. You don't feel like you're just spinning your wheels. So just make it happen. We did a short 50-second movie called Sad Psycho last year, and I entered it into it's out there, and I put it in all these film festivals, and it ended up just playing all over the world, getting all these awards.
That's
60-second movie. Yeah, just 60 seconds is all it is, right? But it's just gotten so much action from that. And we created a studio called 60 Second Studio, focusing on microfilms. Yeah, because it's super easy. Because it's attainable. It's not something like, when you say, go out and make a movie, you're thinking, I got to make a 90-minute movie. No, you don't. You can make a 60-second movie. That happens super, super easy, super fast. And you're doing stuff. So, yeah.
I was a film reviewer for a couple of film festivals, and with the Carolina film community, and 60-second ones are awesome because I can get through a lot in one day. I usually can enjoy them because they're holding my attention, and I loved them. I loved doing it, but the 60-second, or the shorter ones, were a little more, like you said, digestible, and I love that you're doing that.
And
I think that's fun.
Yeah, and also they're easy to program for film festivals too. It's like, we got an extra 60 seconds. Let's put this movie. It's
right.
But it's been very encouraging to us that some fun ends up having a life. So, and I have this great group of creative colleagues. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. There's almost no excuse not to include it in festivals and things.
Yeah. Why not? Have some fun with it.
That's wonderful.
We did another one
and
called
is that
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. You were asking local?
I was just asking if that was just local to you, like you're able to do that locally.
Yeah. I got a great group of friends who are filmmakers, Forth and Cassie Haley and a couple other people, and Colin, and the group of creative colleagues and friends who we don't really have to explain what we're doing. We just say, hey, do you want to do this? And they're like, yeah, we'll do it. And you don't have to explain what it is. They're like, just on board, and we love that. That's yeah. And we did another one called The Confession, where there's just 2 lines in the movie. The rest of it's just credits. So the credits run for like, the movie itself is like 5 seconds, right? And the credits credits run for 55 seconds and it's scrolling super
Wow.
fast, is it takes so many people to, because we've all seen those movies where the credits just
Mm-hmm.
scroll and scroll, and it opens with, that like 2 lines in the movie, but it opens with there's like 15 production companies have come together to make this two-line movie, and then you have all these credits that are rolling. So it's kind of more of a meta kind of thing where it's more for filmmakers to go like, oh yeah, we totally get that. So, um, yeah, so
That is
it's super
funny.
fun,
Yep.
and you just get out and do it. Just make stuff happen.
I think sometimes the inspiration comes from doing too. So when you're doing, you might get inspired to do more. Do you find that to be
Absolutely.
true for you? Yeah.
Oh, totally. That's why we, once it started getting, Sad Cycle started getting the film festival circuit, we thought, oh, they're here we can do, and let's open a studio that's dedicated to micro shorts. And that's much different than opening up a studio that is dedicated to full, that the others much more attainable for us. And the joke is that we're going to do a, like for Sad Cycle, we're going to do a 45-minute documenting of Sad Cycle, which is only a minute long, and we thought that would be really funny.
I feel like I would want to
Cycle.
sit.
Yeah.
I feel like I would want to sit in on these brainstorm sessions because they just sound fun to listen to.
Well, I'm surrounded with incredibly talented, funny people, and we get a lot of joy out of working together, and yeah, we enjoy that. And
like
when you
there's
have
a
that family,
sketch in there
that's
somewhere.
incredible. Come again?
Sorry, I feel like there's
Trey?
a sketch in there somewhere.
A sketch in there somewhere?
Maybe. Little sketch writer. Do you write sketches?
No.
We were always better at like improv as pure improv than than writing sketches.
Yeah, but improv leads to something. When I was in college, I was with the McCoy Repertory Theater Company, and sometimes you get cast in a show, sometimes you wouldn't. But if you weren't cast in a show, you would do something else, like box office or costumes or something like that. And there was a show that was going on, like 3 people in it, so a bunch of us weren't being used on stage. So we started doing these casual improvisations about a friend of mine and I, about a middle-aged couple that lived in the South, in this place called Mineola. And then a couple of other actors joined in, and they started improvising with us. A couple other actors joined in. They started improvising with us, and it kind of grew. And we thought, well, what can we do with this? It's kind of a life of its own. We were too young. We were in college. We couldn't play middle-aged people. But we thought, well, let's go to a radio station and see if they might be interested in doing one episode. So we went to a radio station, and they just happened to have had a show that's going off the air for one episode. They had one slot open, which was Thursday night at 7:30 for 1 week, and that was it. So we did it. The script, brought in the actors, recorded it. We had to record after midnight because the stage was being used during the day. And so after the first episode, they got such a reaction to it, they came back to us and said, you can spot indefinite for as long as you want. So we ended up producing for the next year and a half until we graduated college. We did 50 episodes with this revolving characters. And I think about that time, and I look back at it and think, oh my God, how do we do that? How do we write and produce 52 episodes while going to school, while doing it? Was I look back at it and go, man, we were young and and full of spirit. So yeah, and that's one of those things where we just created it and just made it happen, and we had people who encouraged us to do it too. So that was, yeah, and that became the play Faith Count, which is the one that I wrote in 1991 that my first was published, but still gets a lot of traction around the world. So yeah, that was the genesis of that. Yeah.
The other thing that I had, you are also in all of the multi-hyphenates, there's always something that's there that I want to highlight. And the thing that I was really impressed about is that you are the artistic director for a particular
Oh,
company that focuses on
Arts Live Theater.
children. Hmm.
My
Um,
yes, that is my passion, is my young actors, you know. And I know that when I didn't discover theater as a thing until I was in college, really, you know. And then I had this, and I thought, man, I want to be that with young actors. And I've been with Arts Live for almost 25 years, and been artistic director for 20. And that's my passion, man. And 2 shows a year, and had 12 classes, and now we do 14 to 15 shows a year, and about 52 to 70 classes. You know, we just exploded.
Nice.
And
Wow.
yeah, and that was due to the city of Fayetteville had a building that they gave us, and 6,000 square feet, and has its own theater in it. And they came in and rented us, and really, really gave us the ability to expand, and
Wow.
had such a ripple effect. Like when we did Grease, who we cast as Sandy and Danny fell in love and got married, and we've had other people who've met there and fallen in love and gotten married and started their families, and they met at Arts Live Theater, where we really encourage our young actors to be who they, you know, that you are enough, and we're going to help you become who you are in a, you know, a very positive, encouraging environment. Yeah, I get very emotional when I start talking about my kid. We have about 400 kids in our program, and I love watching
Wow.
them. I love watching them grow, and I'm so proud of them. And um, it's really in my heart with my kids. Yeah,
Well, I love that. It's probably giving
yeah.
them something they might not get elsewhere, and it's teaching them things
Right,
that they.
and it's not. And we have so many parents who say, "Thank you so much, family." You know, they have found their people, and
Oh,
I totally, I totally get that. You know, I totally get that, because I found my people, and you know, it's so different now than when I was a kid. But yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, these kids have a lot of information that they're getting, right, and a lot of noise, and to come to some place where they can drop everything at the door and just come in and explore and play with that what if, and know that what we are to help guide them and encourage them, but we're also there to take care of them too and love them. Um, yeah, very, very special with my Arts Live kids.
the thing
Mm.
that the thing that stuck out for me is hearing "You Are Enough," especially as like a young person getting into the arts.
mhm.
I don't feel like people get told that enough, that they are enough for things,
Mhm.
much less in
Mhm.
their day-to-day life. So for you to say that about your kids, I think speaks volumes of how much you think of them. So kudos to you, sir. Kudos to
Well,
you.
thank you, thank you, and it's multi-layered too. Like, you are enough right now, and we're going to help you explore to be more. You know, because we're all constantly evolving and constantly growing, and but what you bring to the table is enough, and it's going to be exciting what we do with that together. Yeah. Mm.
Amazing.
My babes.
Mark, I
Yep.
I have to say, spending an hour with you here, this has gone by so fast, but it's so clear that you
I thought you were going to say
Wow,
spending
it
an hour. You was
has.
like a moment. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
no, it's gonna give you roses and carnations and so many flowers. Uh, but spending this last hour with you has been incredible because you speak about the arts with such passion and such positivity. I don't often meet actors who both are on the casting side or on the production side who are also working actors who can speak positively about this industry. And
Mhm.
you fill it with so much positivity, and it's so true in how
Yeah.
you've spoken with us today.
Well, thank you so much. It's been such a joy, and I really appreciate the opportunity to meet some new friends. Yes.
Thank you.
We
Thank
do
you.
too. Thank you.
My last question for you for
Mhm.
tonight has nothing to do with anything we've talked
Sure.
about, and that is
Okay.
Maybe.
you are sitting down to have lunch with anybody in the world, alive or dead.
Mhm.
Who is sitting on the opposite side of that table having lunch with you?
Easy, Betty Davis.
Oh, okay. Why?
Betty Davis. Gosh,
That's all you need. It's
that's all
just
you.
Betty
Yeah,
Davis.
I mean, she's besides she's this incredible actor. She has this, from what interviews that I've seen, she had. Oh my, battery's getting low. That's good though. Um, she has an incredible strength to her. Very interesting, and and I mean her work is just incredible. You know, look at her in Baby Jane and Mrs. Skeffing, all this work, and just amazing talent, but also very strong person who persevered against a lot of pushback in that. Yeah, she was amazing, amazing.
Such a great answer.
That's
Wow.
it, Betty Davis, and her eyes,
And her eyes.
and her eyes, right? Mhm.
I would.
Credited separately.
Well,
Okay, so my
Mark,
computer is running low.
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
We're wrapping anyway. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, Mark, sincerely, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your vision and your artistry.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much. It was such a joy, and I feel like I know you already. So hopefully we will meet sometime out
Yeah. You
there in
should
the
come back and
world.
join us
Yes.
sometime. Yeah.
I would love to. I would love to. That we can show Betty Davis movies.
We can.
Oh yes. All about Eve.
And talk
All about Eve.
Oh, yes. That's not all about Eve. But yeah. Bumpy Night. Can we bring him back? Yes, you can bring me back. Absolutely.
We've got some
Yeah.
chatter in the comments from people who want us to bring Mark back. We'll bring Mark back then.
Yay.
So you'll have to
I'll
watch
be
for
here
that.
those times.
He'll just stay here until next week, and we'll just keep.
That's right.
going.
That's right. That's right. Oh, such a
We
joy.
also want to call out that you can find Mark's work through a few different places. He's got works published through Samuel French, Concord. Oh my gosh, Concord Theatricals.
Theatricals.
Thank you. You can find more of his work on marklandonsmith.com. You can find him on Instagram at marklandonsmith. And I feel like there was something else. What am I missing?
You can
clothing
find Mark.
Clothing line.
I know. You can find
Like
Mark online at
everybody has a clothing
marklandonsmith.com. Right. For you, it's a fragrance.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You too
candles.
can smell like Mark Landon Smith. Anyway, we have to hurry before his battery dies.
This is getting so
There
unhinged.
you go.
But please
I know.
go support him in wherever you can find Mark Landon Smith. He is an incredible person. We here at the Modern Romantic Podcast, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And from wherever you are tuning in, you can support us on Patreon. Just search for The Mod Rom on Patreon, or you can search for more episodes from The Mod Rom at themodrom.com. Can I say themodrom.com enough? No, I cannot. So I'm going to keep saying it. Themodrom, themodrom, themodrom. All right. Good night, everybody. This has been very unhinged ending. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Everyone.